When you come in here, the rules of the game are different. What you can't do is talk over me. Now, that's what you can't do. I think this is about your relationship. I just thought it was sex. Because it only gets worse for you. Act like you already know what you already know. This ain't new information to you. It's new information to me. This is why I got up this morning.
Today on Judge Dad.
He did not in any way signify that he was with someone, just by that action itself.
Yeah, Ms. Hall, clearly that logic has failed itself today, and more importantly, it has failed you.
Court is in session. Dr. Sean McMillan presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Plaintiff Tiffany Hall is suing defendant Kendra Collins in the amount of $900 for damaged clothing. So, Ms. Hall, tell me what it is I need to know about this case.
Your Honor, I am suing Kendra for $900 for assaulting me at a club and ruining my $900 Prada dress, white Prada dress. You see, I was talking to apparently her boyfriend, Trent, on Tinder, and we've been talking for about, I'd say like a week, and he'd been hitting on me and we've been hitting it off. And then at the club, he saw me. Oddly enough, we were in the same club. It was so cute. We start talking, and little did I know, his girlfriend just walks up to me, starts swinging at me to assault me, and then pours her drink all over my white Prada dress.
Okay. Miss Collins, can you tell me what happened from your side of the equation?
Yes, this Tiffany girl is clearly delusional. I don't even know why her story sounds the way it does. That's not what happened. First of all, me and Trent are super happy together. I don't know what Tinder has to do with anything, but we're in a great relationship. We were at a club a little while back, and it was called Club Fusion, and I had gotten up out of our VIP section because you have to spend a minimum of like $800, so we got some bottles. I'd gotten up with my glass of red wine to go to the bathroom. I was gone for literally maybe like 5 minutes. I come back, and this woman is just sitting on Trent's lap in our section. I don't recall her putting up any money for the bottles that we paid for. And so I'm trying to get back into VIP. I'm trying to like maneuver through. I kind of tripped a little bit because I have on these amazing heels, and the wine spilled. It happened to get over her dress. I mean, if that's what God intended, that's what God intended. I can't be at fault for the fact that the wine spilled up her dress.
Miss Collins, hold on 1 second, because this just got really good. This just got really good. That's what God intended, yes. So let me ask you this, Miss Collins. Just so I'm clear, are you denying the assault? Are you denying that you took a swing? Are you denying that you hurled the wine across the room and it invariably assaulted her dress? What are you claiming or denying today? I'm not clear about that yet.
Yes, her and I are not Real Housewives of New Jersey. There will be no fighting in the VIP section. Like, I don't do that. I'm not about to get kicked out of a club. I was trying to get through, and like I said, I slipped a little, but I tried to catch my fall, and the wine spilled. I don't know where she got the fact that I swung on her. My arms are probably like this because I'm trying to catch my fall. So again, I didn't hit her because I'm a classy woman, okay? I do VIP often. We don't do that in the VIP section. She's obviously a peasant because she's never been in VIP before.
Well, Miss Collins, let's not subscribe to name calling. We don't do that here. You know, especially if there's going to be any name calling, it's going to be me doing it. So you two stay away from that. I want to keep this civil. Let me ask you a question, Ms. Hall. Were you two friends before this incident? What's the status of you've told me about the guy, both of you talked about this guy, this man, but what's the status of your friendship prior to this night?
Your Honor, I have never met this woman before. I have never seen this woman before. I am in the VIP section because I was called over. I had to get through security somehow. They don't just let you into the VIP section. Her boyfriend called me over because we had previously met. We have conversations. You have evidence of those conversations.
I do, Ms. Hall. Sorry to interrupt, but that's kind of what I'm supposed to do here. So I got it. You did not know each other prior to this night. You knew her boyfriend. Did you know that her boyfriend, wait for it, had a girlfriend?
I had absolutely no clue that her boyfriend Trent had a girlfriend.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever. Because when we were talking,
And you would swear that on a stack of Bibles. And you would swear that on a stack of Bibles.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, let me ask you an additional question. Before you got to the VIP section, let me just say something about the VIP section. Apparently, clubs have changed since the last time I've gone, because I would never pay $800 to do anything at a club. And let me ask you this. Be painfully honest with me. How, because I don't think you ever really answered this question. How do you feel about the extracurricular activity of your boyfriend? So before you got to the VIP section, did you see him there with a woman?
I try not to assume relationships
Yes or no?
between
Yes or no,
people.
Miss Hall? Yes or no?
I had not seen her there because she was I think she was in front of him or something, but then when I saw him, that's what I saw.
So you did
I
not,
saw him.
You do not know her. You're saying you did not know that he had a girlfriend, and you're saying you did not see them together the night that this assault happened to the dress. Is that right?
Correct.
All right, Ms. Collins, what's your response to that? Because, you know, let me just tell you how it's looking. It's looking as if your boyfriend is talking to her on Tinder, and she sees him at a club. Because they've already been talking on Tinder, she goes over to talk to him. Tell me why that's not the case.
It's not the case because my boyfriend would never just randomly call a girl over to VIP section without me there.
And yet, Ms. Collins, he would talk to another girl on Tinder. Why aren't you more upset about that?
About the Tinder?
Yeah.
He told me about this. He told me that she reached out to him on Tinder. He just hasn't used Tinder. He had Tinder before we even started dating, and he never deleted it. I had Tinder before him and I started dating, and I never deleted it, but I also don't go on the app. But if someone messages you, you get a notification.
Yes. Well, you know, I never get swiped right or whatever it is, but I do know what Tinder is. I do know how it works. You know, you're young. I'm not quite so young. I got that. A little shade. A little shade. That was your one shade moment. Don't have another one. let me ask you this though. It may seem unrelated to the case, but it's not. Do you consider, Ms. Collins, what people do on Tinder, or what your boyfriend, let's be specific, what your boyfriend did on Tinder with Ms. Hall to be cheating at all?
Yes, I haven't also seen the whole conversation. So to me, that's irrelevant as far as what happened to her dress. That's a whole nother story and a whole nother argument.
Ms. Collins, it kind of isn't. It's not irrelevant to the case, because what it establishes is motive. It establishes a reason why you would have a problem with your boyfriend with a woman sitting on his lap, especially since he has been communicating with women on Tinder that you know about, and you're probably not happy about it. I don't know whether you knew Miss Hall or not is not the point. Any woman at that point, once you know what your boyfriend's already doing, becomes the object of your scorn. So it kind of does matter. So Miss Hall, let me ask you this. Here's a better question. You claim that you were assaulted, the dress was assaulted, and you were physically assaulted. Could it have been the case that she was falling down, and what you interpreted as a swing was a grab to regain balance?
If that was the case, Your Honor, I could understand a mistake, but the words that were coming out of her mouth at that time were incredibly rude and pungent, and I don't even want to repeat them in the courtroom. Pardon?
I want to hear the words.
Let's just say one of them was a derogatory term at me that rhymes with witch, and it was just very insulting. And I didn't do anything wrong. I have this crazy woman coming at me for no reason that I'm aware of. And it turns out it's a jealous woman at her boyfriend. If anything, she should be mad at him. Like, pro-feminism, she should be mad at the man for cheating on her continuously on Tinder and things like that, not at the woman who is an innocent bystander. And that was not the case.
Ms. Collins, what do you have to say to that? Because there's some validity to that point, to the point she's making.
She's trying to say that I should be mad at him. He's not trying to sue me right now for $900 of something that was a complete accident. First of all, that dress looked like a knockoff anyways. Second of all, I didn't call you any names. If anything, I just called you a Gen Pop.
Talk to me, Ms. Collins. Talk to me. Talk to me.
I didn't.
Or you'll make this case very easy for me to decide.
I did not attack her. I did not intentionally spill wine on her. I paid for that bottle, so why would I want to spill the wine that I paid for? I was drinking it. I went to the bathroom. I came back. VIP sections are small. Tables are small. There's only a little bit of space to get through. I was trying to get through and get back to her so I could be like, why are you here? And as I was trying to shimmy my way through people, I tripped. And the wine spilled.
Ms. Collins, first, thank you for that. Let's you and I have a moment, Ms. Collins. Let's have a moment, you and I. And let me ask you this. Be painfully honest with me. Because I don't think you ever really answered this question. How do you feel about the extracurricular activity of your boyfriend as it relates to Ms. Hall or any other woman? How do you feel? How does it make you feel to know that this is what he's doing?
It definitely made me sad and hurt because I don't really know where it came from, but that's a conversation that him and I have to have in private, because if he wants to do stuff on Tinder, if he wants to do stuff on whatever dating app, then him and I need to have a conversation.
Ms. Collins, the problem with that logic, you're absolutely right. It is a conversation that the two of you need to have. The problem with that logic is this. The absence of that conversation, or your inability to have had it already, appears to be manifesting itself in public spaces. That rage, that resentment, that anger is manifesting itself in how you are responding, or at least how it's purported. You responded in a club with people around, and people are claiming assault and suing you for $900. Now, I would agree with you that that's a private conversation if there were only private consequences for having or not having it. But this is a public moment we're having, because that conversation hasn't happened yet, and you haven't reconciled yourself with what's going on. I'm gonna talk to you as a dad for a second, and I want you to hear me. Just listen to me. Put down your defenses, put down the attitude. You're smart, you're witty, you're intelligent. I got it. Any guy would be honored to have you and blessed to be in your life. And that's what you really need to know. I don't know who this guy is or what he's doing, but I do know this, that someone tendering, is that what it's called? someone on Tinder with somebody else is sending a signal as to what they think about you. Now, Trent, did Miss Hall accidentally end up on your lap? How did that happen? Parenthetically, fake an orgasm. A man can fake a whole relationship. And that's what you've learned today. It sounds like you're doing it because you got caught, not because you're in a 3-year relationship. You really shouldn't be in this situation. You're caught up in somebody else's mess. You're caught up in a relationship between Trent and Miss Collins, and there's something out of whack with that relationship that has him seeking comfort on Tinder and has her not willing to have a hard conversation with him, and then here you come. It's tragic, but I need you to understand, Ms. Hall, you could have avoided this not by assuming anything. Don't assume anything. Ask the questions that you deserve to have answers to. Trent, let me come back to you, because this just keep getting interesting. Are you talking to anybody else on Tinder? Will you be back next week?
God willing, I won't be, Judge. No, Tinder was left installed on my phone. I get messages and matches from time to time, because it's out there, but there was nothing malicious in those conversations, I don't believe.
Trent, don't you think because you have a girlfriend, how long have you and Miss Collins been dating?
A few years.
What's if you give me a number? Because you're going to get in trouble if you don't say the number.
3 years, Judge.
Ms. Collins, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Look at us. You're smiling because he got the number right. He's on Tinder, but he gets the number right.
That's right.
Mr. Trent, this is so interesting. Mr. Trent, don't you think that you should probably get off of Tinder and all of these dating apps if you're in a relationship and been in one for 3 years?
Yeah, I probably should. It was an oversight
What's
on my
stopping
part.
you?
Huh?
What's stopping you from doing it? Be honest.
What's stopping me from? Well, I mean, after this situation, I'm definitely going to do it. That's what's stopping me.
Well, this situation is how you got caught. So it sounds like you're doing it because you got caught, not because you're in a 3-year relationship, because you were in that relationship before this situation. So what's stopping you?
Well, like I said, I just think it's something that's going to get me into trouble. I wasn't, there was nothing behind it. I wasn't looking for, a booty call or another relationship. It was just sort of an innocent accident.
Let me tell you what character is, Mr. Trent. Character is what you do when you don't get caught and nobody's looking behind closed doors in the wee hours of the night, deep in the darkness. You do it because it's the right thing to do, and you do it because of who you are. It sounds like you're prepared to do the right thing for all the wrong reasons. Here's my invitation to you before I finally adjudicate this matter. Mr. Trent, have a hard conversation with Ms. Collins about your relationship. It seems like you're not happy. It seems like you're not getting some things that you need and you're seeking them in other places. Be honest with her about that. Maybe you can fix it. Maybe you can work on it. Or maybe you can decide that it's time to move on. But in either case, if you're going to be there, then be there 100%. Be with the person you claim to love and stop dragging other people in it like Ms. Hall and God knows how many other countless women that you are tenderizing on social media. Stop dragging them into this. They don't deserve it. They're not a part of the crazy. Ms. Collins, my word to you today is this, my dear daughter. Stand up for yourself. Open your eyes and see who you're with. Acknowledge that it's not just a pattern. It's certainly not a mistake that this might be who he is. And if that's the case, then be honest about the fact that you have all of the intelligence, all of the beauty, all of the capacity to get someone just as good as he is. He's not as good as it gets. And if you have to fight someone, because you told me how classy you are in the VIP section, if you have to fight someone, trip over someone, spill something on someone, accidentally or otherwise, wink, wink, you see my face? If you have to do all of that, then it's beneath you. This whole moment is beneath you, Ms. Collins. Absolutely, unequivocally not rising to the level of the woman that I see in front of me. So, Ms. Hall, I got some good news for you and some bad news for you. Which one you want first?
The bad news.
Okay. The bad news is you're not going to get the money from the defendant today. Ms. Collins is not going to pay you $900 for a dress. Do you want the good news now?
Yes, please.
All right, here's the good news. Let's bring back Mr. Trent. Mr. Trent, my dear.
Hey, Judge. Good to see you again.
Yes, my dear young soldier. Mr. Trent, I have all bad news for you. And the rest of what I have to say is good news for Ms. Hall. Ms. Hall, you're going to get your $900. This is not going to come from Ms. Collins. It's going to come from Mr. Trent. Mr. Trent is going to pay for the dress that he is responsible for ultimately. He created the conditions. He created the scenarios.
How did it become my fault?
Because I'm talking, and he is going to pay for this dress. Mr. Trent, give Ms. Hall $900 for this dress and leave people alone if you're not in love with them. Be man enough to be honest about how you feel, and walk away if you want to do something with somebody else. It's called being a man, Mr. Trent. Welcome to it. It's a wonderful thing.
I'm just really happy that the judge understood my side as well as her side and saw that the real culprit was Trent.
It was Trent's fault. We all know it was. Like, he should not be treating women this way. No woman should ever feel like they are less than or against each other, especially because of a man.
You know, Judge Dad helped me realize that my Tindering and my swiping was kind of just like a manifestation of me not being happy, you know? So now I can, you know, do all that and explore my options guilt-free and without the risk of a catfight developing. So, in the end, $900 is a small price to pay for freedom.